It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. This is Emmanuel Mensah, a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At the Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of thought, universal laws and principles, and how these laws and our thinking comes together to create our realities. All human beings, regardless, creates their own realities. You are creating your own reality, and every one of us. And as a matter of fact, you don't have to believe in this for it to be true, and you don't have to accept it, because there are a lot of things that goes around you that you have no idea, but those things are happening. You are listening to me right now. If you don't have a radio, even if you have a radio set and you turn it off, or you don't have electricity or battery to operate it, there are a lot of millions, tons of radio signals that are passing in your locality, circulating all around you. The fact that you don't have a radio set, or you are not able to operate your radio set, doesn't mean that there are no radios broadcasting. The radio stations are broadcasting all the time, every day. But you have to be able to operate your radio set and tune to a particular station. And so you cannot be on one station and listen to the other. The station that you tune to is what you're going to listen. You see, so all these things are happening. The fact that you are ignorant about something doesn't mean that you are trouble. Those things doesn't exist, but they exist, you see. And so you create your own realities. Be awakened to that and begin to take control of your thinking. You do not create your realities by your actions, by your words, but you create your realities by your thinking, by your thoughts. Your thoughts and emotions are the creation that you are making all the time. And these things becomes realities, physical life or physical experiences in your life, you said. And so today I'm going to speak to you on the topic, the universe does not respond to what you say or your words, but the universe responds to what you mean. I repeat, the universe does not respond to what you say or your words, but the universe responds to what you mean. Before we go on, I just want to take this opportunity once again to remind you that if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe channel button and let us team up and work together. Also circulate these messages in your network. If you have already subscribed, we just want to take this time and say we appreciate you, and also to acknowledge you for the good and wonderful support that you are giving. Without you, we will not be able to do anything. So please, let us continue to work together and bring this message of empowerment, enlightenment, so that we will defeat ignorance, you see. And so today, having said that, I'm going to directly to our topic. And today our topic is that the universe does not respond to your words, but to what you mean. Not what you say, but what you mean. You see. And so when I say the universe does not respond to your words, but it responds to your feelings, that means your feelings is what you mean. There are no morality in the universe. The universe that we all find ourselves in, there is no morality. The universe does not respect morality, human morality, but the universe respects the obedience to laws that are fixed, unchangeable laws. We have discovered some of these laws, and so we see them to be practical, like gravity. You see the law of buoyancy and all those kind of things. You see, all these are laws that governs us, you see. But there are some other laws that we are not even aware of it, but they are in existence and they control and mold our lives. And so you create your realities by the way you think and feel. And the universe does not listen to what you are saying, but what you are feeling. So when you are seeing something and you are feeling differently, the universe picks up your feelings, and that is what is going to be reproduced in your life, you see. And so this is what we've got to be awakened to. You are a human being, and you are a free being. So long as your mind is concerned, you are the only person that has control and access to your mind. Until you express what is in your mind for other people to listen, no one knows what is in your mind. And it is the same thing as what you feel. What you are feeling, your feelings are your feelings. No one has the power to know how you are feeling or what you are feeling. Human beings have not been able to create any machine that will read humans' emotions. And the same way, human beings have not been able to create a machine that will read human thought patterns, you see. These are beyond what we can do. And these are actually the reality, who we are. And so, you are in the universe, and because you are given the right of choice, contrast must also be present, and therefore you will always be faced with challenges. You will face difficulties and challenges by your choice of how to think about it, how to classify it, how to approach it makes a difference. And we are in a world that we have come to, or we've been trained, by what our religious and societal rules, to train that you are a good person when someone is in something and you sympathize with the person and help the person to go into the negativity. And so when someone is hurting and you tell the person, look at the situation you are going through in a positive way, the person turns around and tell you that you are cruel, you are heartless. You are not helping the person to emotionalize that thing. When the person is crying, weeping in a situation and you say, stop weeping, the person says you are not sensitive to his or her emotion, you see. And so this is the human morality that we are creating. But the fact is that as we do this, we don't change our situation. But what we do is that we empower the situation over us. Because when you are in a particular situation, it's like you are drowning. And until you take off the load on your back, you will go down. That is the fact. You have to take the load at your back off, and so that you will float, or you'll be able to swim upward, you say. And so in times of a situation, the universe doesn't look at what you are going through or what you are saying, but what you are feeling is what the universe picks up. The law of attraction takes and make it a reality in your life. And so what you've got to be, I'll be awakened to the fact is that in every situation, no one is saying deny it, but acknowledge the situation. But the fact is that energy flows in the direction of attention. And every situation is like a stick that you are holding in your hand. Whatever circumstances you find yourself in, you have the right to choose either side. One side is like fire, the other side is like water. So when you are in the middle, when you decide to choose the fire side, the fire will continue to burn you. But when you decide to choose the water side, the water will soothe your body. It will reduce your pain. That is how all the circumstances, situations that we go through is. That situation has already happened. You have no control over it. But what you have control over is your thinking about it and feeling about it. And so the universe, and by arrangement, especially with the work of the law of attraction, when you think about something, your higher self, which is your soul, also think about the same thing. But the soul, or your higher self, is pure and positive, and therefore looks at everything in the positive way. But when you choose the negative way, let's say the fire side of the stick, then it means you are thinking in a position of what your knowing, your higher self knows, the broader or the bigger self of you. And when it creates that situation, there is a tension. And the tension that you feel is your emotions. You see, the tension is what you call your emotion. And so when you are feeling, it means what you are feeling is an indication, is a communication to you as to whether you are thinking in alignment with the forces of the universe, the God in you, or your soul, to create a beautiful and a positive situation, or you are thinking in opposition to worsen the situation. And so when I say the universe does not respond to what you say, but it responds to your feeling, or to your feeling, that is what I mean. Always pay attention to your feelings. Your feelings is key things. Your emotions are an indication of what you are creating in your life. And if you don't stop thinking in the negative about any given situation, that situation will grow to overcome you or to overrun you. And so it is time for us to come to the understanding that every situation that we have gone through, be it personally or collectively as a group of people, there is no need for us to dwell on it in negativity because it has already happened. But what is needed is for us to bring ourselves back and ask ourselves, this thing has already happened. How can I make it better? What can I gain from it? Then that you begin to think in the positive and look at it that there is always a support from the on high, from the unseen world for you. And therefore, when you look at it that way, there is a better opportunity ahead of you. You see. And so your life situation are contrast. They are there to help you to formulate your desire, for you to know what you want. If you don't know what you don't want, you will not be able to know what you want. This is a universal law. And so do not be a reckless thinker, and do not just be insensitive to your emotions. Your emotions or your emotional state signifies your vibrational point of attraction. And that is why you are attracting into your life. As a matter of fact, when we talk of creation, it's simply attraction. You attract situations, circumstances, people into your life. And so be a wise person and be awakened to the fact that the universe of God does not respond to your words or what you say, but God or universe responds to what you mean, and what you mean is how you are feeling. And so when you bring these things that we take into our religious circles, if you go to Africa in particular, every church house is like a kind of a group of people that are there to arrest demons. They are there to arrest Satan. And so everything that transpires in the church has no connotation of positivity. A negative thinker is the one that is afraid of anything or is afraid. And so when you pray and you are praying for something, but you are feeling a fear, worry, anxiety, then it is a fear and then a worry and anxiety that is going to multiply in your life. That is what you mean, but not the prayer that you are reciting, blah, 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 blah. No, that is not what the universe takes, or that is not what listening. So if you want to try these things in whatever religion you are in, and you will see the effect of this. We have prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, bombarded and bombarded in anger, in fear, in worry. And what do? We keep increasing our situations. It is because we are ignorant about this truth that your emotions are indication of what you are co-creating with God in your life. And so look always on the positive side of the situation. It is something that you got to be awakened to. And so long as we are in this world, even if you solve one situation, challenge, another one comes in. If you solve the other one, another one comes in. Because we cannot be at standstill. We have to move. We are evolving. And that is our nature. You see, and that is how life is. So you have to become awakened to that. Do not be ignorant about your emotions, and do not use your emotions as a way of, descending into negativity. Your emotions, your negative emotions are a communication to you that if you don't change that, you are recreating that in your future life, you say. And as I've always been saying, future is not created in the future. Future is created in the present. You see, future is created in the present. Whatever you are thinking and feeling right now is your future. So if you are feeling negatively, that's your future. If you are feeling positively, that's your future. And that is why the universe respond. That is what you mean. And so it is even better to take control of your feelings than you saying any word. If you take control of your thinking and always guide yourself on the positive path without uttering a word, believe it or not, things will arrange in your life and everything will fall in your place, you see. And so this is the time for awakening. This is the time for us to become awakened to this. And as I've always been doing, I always relate this to my fellow Africans, our African situation. Look, we are going through a lot. And as a matter of fact, to be honest with you, there is no negativity in any way than in Africa. Even in the churches, it is all negativity. People who go to church and bombard the devil and pray and castigate, even praying against their fellow human beings, are negative. There is no negativity more than that. Every prayer that Africans make in their churches is against a certain force, a certain enemy. A man or woman that is walking and the mind is occupied with enemy. That is where your attention is. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter the religious rules or whatever, but you are a negative person. A negative person is the one that think about negative or is awakened to negative situations. And so this kind of things that we do, that we say we are worshiping God, to be honest with you, you are not worshiping any God. You are just creating your own life in a negative way. And look at that. If you go to the churches in Africa, the only person that is benefiting is the pastor, is the owner of the church. Prayer, as a matter of fact, prayer doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. If prayer really worked, then the pastor will not depend on your collection. This is a fact. This is a fact. Prayer will work only when you have the right mental attitude. But as it is now, if what we are told that prayer does, then the pastor, all the leaders in the churches should be able to actually have more than enough that we don't have to do collection. The fact that the prayer of the pastor or the leader or the owner of the church is your collection means that you are the answer to his prayer. But for you, you are only going to heaven to get the answer. You are denied the life that you're supposed to live on earth here. You see, these are not something, not I'm against church, but I'm just being the truth, factual. You see, let us take control of our thinking, our minds, before we do the prayers. If we take control of our mind and establish God at the center of our life, that there is only one spirit, only one energy, one God. Let the devil be, but we are going to praise God. We are going to exalt God. We're going to let God reign. God should be the only reign, the only thing that we know, and feel good about it. You see how we transform our lives. You see, and so the universe does not respond to what you say, but it responds to what you mean. And what you mean is how you feel. You are the only person that knows how you are feeling about any prayer that you are making, any given subject. And therefore, be awakened and change your mind when you feel negatively, anything. Even if the church or whatever leaders are saying you should do anything and it makes you feel negative, don't do it. But do something that will bring you joy, so that you become a prosperous person to help them if you want to be part of it. You see, that is a fact. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And so the universe God doesn't respond to the noises and nothing that we are making. If God really responds to the noises we are making, Africa, Ghana and Nigeria, I know very well. Ghana in particular, every problem that arises, the government, leaders, and religious leaders will gather to offer national prayers, vigil, and all those things. If those things really exist, it really happening, then Ghana will be a superpower. Nigeria has the highest number of pastors that can predict everything in this world, but they have never been able to predict a single solution to the Nigerian political, social, and economic situation. This should tell you that those things are not what is needed. But what is needed is your individuality, how you are controlling and managing your mind. And when you manage your mind well and you think in the right direction, you become a positive and a prosperous person, and you affect all other people. That is my message for you. Now, before I sign off, I just want to remind you once again that if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button and let us team up and let us work together and bring the message of empowerment, mental liberation, emancipation into our homes, towns, and society, that we will create a beautiful and a wonderful community, towns and societies, that the whole world will rejoice and come and dance and enjoy our own creation as the African mental creation. Thank you, and God bless you.